Hello and welcome to our Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC TV. Tonight we move into Division I basketball in the Big West as UC Irvine, the Anteaters, host the UC Riverside Highlanders. Hello everybody, my name is Randy Rosenblum, set to call the play-by-play. This is Paul Westfall. On top in the standings right now is UC Irvine, but UC Riverside is a good challenger. This is a big early season matchup.
Yeah, early season supremacy in the Big West as a surprising UC Riverside team, which is probably the best Highlander team in many a season, got off to their best start in a long time. And these two teams are similarly built. They're both built on defense and three-point shooting. Should be an interesting matchup, especially when you consider Riverside's just one game out of first.
You know, it's interesting here. There's a little bit of an oddity. Both teams have great players coming off the bench.
Oh, definitely, and it's interesting in today's basketball world that these two leaders would accept these roles. For UC Riverside, it's Dikembe Martin, who has been a starter the last two seasons. Honorable mention, all Big West, both campaigns, and yet he now comes off the bench to give them an offensive spark, and just the attitude of accepting that role shows you that this is an unselfish team. And
on the other side, for UC Irvine, is Colin Velp. He leads the team in scoring.
And just about every other offensive category, probably the most skilled anteater of all. He, too, has accepted that role of coming off the bench, being the sixth man, and he's gotten better at every aspect of the game, including on-ball defense. He's definitely a guy to watch tonight.
This should be interesting. The Anteaters have beaten the Highlanders 11 straight times. Let's see if they can continue the streak. We'll come back with the starting lineups and the tip-off right after this on KDOC.
Only takes a second to look down at a text. But in that amount of time, you've already traveled this far without looking, which could be a problem for you and them. So the Hyundai Elantra can read your text messages out loud, keeping your eyes where it matters most. The Elantra, one of Hyundai's 13 IAHS top safety picks.
Lease a 2020 Elantra for $129 a month or get 0% APR for 60 months. Only at your SoCal Hyundai dealer.
From the Golden Coast and rolling hills to iconic cityscapes, this is a getaway that begins the moment you step on board. Cruise along tracks that connect you to Southern California's top destinations and experience an unforgettable ride. When was the last time you were moved by a train? Embrace the journey with us and plan your next trip at PacificSurfliner.com.
Smart speaker, play smooth jazz playlist. Smart speaker, play easy listening smooth jazz playlist.
Internet down.
Smart speaker, play easy listening smooth jazz playlist.
Internet down.
Your home is only as smart as your internet. AT&T Internet is fast and reliable, even during peak times. Get consistently fast speeds for $40 a month. Call 1-877-ONLY-ATT.
Over 40 years ago, Russ Brown set out on a mission to help injured riders. We fight for the rights of riders every day because we are riders and we know what you're going through. If you're injured in a motorcycle accident, don't fight the insurance companies with just any lawyer.
Call 1-800-4BIKERS.
These guys will have your back. If you go down, call Russ Brown, motorcycle attorney.
The Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC TV is brought to you by Amtrak Pacific Surfliner. Need a getaway? Getting there's half the fun when you travel by train. Visit PacificSurfliner.com. And by Wingstop. Open late, order online at Wingstop.com. It's UC Irvine 10-8 against UC Riverside. The Highlanders are 12-7. And tonight's starting lineups are brought to you by Wingstop. Open late. Order online at wingstop.com.
For the visitors from UC Riverside, it's Arinze Cheatham, Kyber Cabellas, Dominic Pickett, Angus McWilliam, and George Wilborn III. That's the starting lineup for Coach David Patrick in his second year at the helm of UC Riverside. And for UC Irvine, it's Aiden Krause, Evan Leonard, Yasu Worku, Tommy Rutherford, and Brad Green. That's the starting five for head coach Russell Turner in his 10th season as the head man of the Anteaters.
Professor, I know you have the keys to victory for both teams.
Let's take a look at the visitors, the UC Riverside Highlanders. The Big Mac attack. They've gone with the big lineup tonight. The two New Zealanders, Callum McRae and Angus McWilliam, they have to be large, no pun intended tonight, to stop that inside game of UC Irvine. And then Kyber Cabellis is their point guard. He's 8th in the Big West Conference in assists, and he's going to have to spread it around. This is a very balanced offense for UC Riverside. For UC Irvine, outwork UCR. Well, the key to UCI's success has always been working hard at both ends, and this year, Yasu Werku has the keys to the car. He's been great. The young man is just a winner. And then rub of the green. We're not talking about golf here. We're talking about one of the most important parts of the UC Irvine half-court offense. It's that Brad Green is an excellent screener, and he will create shot opportunities for the UC Irvine Anteaters when they're stuck in the half-court.
Of course, UC Irvine a year ago won 17 games, went into the NCAA tournament on that 17-game winning streak, knocked off Kansas State. Evan Leonard, who wears number 14 in the gold uniform tonight, knocked in 19 points in that game before they lost to Oregon. But UC Irvine is the defending Big West champion. We are underway. Rutherford controls the tap. And the Anteaters have the basketball first. Inside, Tommy Rutherford. The hook shot is good.
Nice move by Rutherford, absorbed the contact. We've got bigs on the baseline tonight. That's why I think Coach David Patrick decided to go with his 2 7-footers in the starting lineup. He knows that Irvine generally dominates the glass.
Cabellis and Wilborn. Wilborn on the baseline. Tipped away, and here comes Evan Leonard. Had it slapped away by Pickett and out of bounds.
Nice play by Pickett, because Leonard had sliced between defenders, and I thought he was headed straight to the rim, but a nice swipe at the last second. And it was by Cabellis, actually, that knocked out of bounds. Good play.
Inbounded to Green, a big body who can power up inside for Irvine. Left-hand hook is beautiful. And a terrific start for the Eaters.
No doubt about it, and 2 unexpected offensive sources. They get the first 2 baskets in the paint from Rutherford, and Green with a pretty drop step and the left-hand bank shot.
Pickett, the former walk-on. In fact, he was the team manager 3 years ago. Wilborn for a triple. Air ball straight out of bounds. UC Irvine playing tight defense early.
And that has been their calling card for all of the 10 years that Russell Turner's been the head coach, and they're getting after the Highlanders tonight. It was a good kick out, inside out action, but Wilborn came up empty. This is a very good 3-point shooting team, is UC Riverside.
Rutherford for 3. And suddenly, a bolt of lightning. UC Irvine right out of the gate with a quick 7.
That's only Rutherford's second made 3 of the year.
Beautiful drive. There's that former walk-on getting to the basket. Pickett with a nice slashing move to score. Werku sends it into the corner to the freshman Kraus, number 4. In his initial season for UC Irvine. Here's Leonard's jumper. It's on the floor, picked up by UC Riverside's Callum McRae.
Of course, all UC Irvine Anteater fans waiting for Leonard to get back to his usual 3-point shooting form. It's been getting better of late.
Wilborn with a nice challenge. Brad Green picks up his first foul, and Wilborn, who has really struggled at the foul line this year, just, I don't know if I want to give the percentage, just around 35%, coming off an 0 for 5 night in a loss against CSUN. And the struggles continue.
They do, but he's a tough kid. He's out of Chicago, Illinois, transferred in from UT San Antonio.
Yeah, his dad's a comedian. It might take some humor to get around the foul problems. Next one's up. That's much better.
That looked better, yes, indeed.
See, a little comedy cures all.
Yes, it's good to laugh.
Worko into the front court. Anteaters have 3 players on the squad. They're all conference players from the past. Rebound inside, yanked down beautifully by McCray. Big fella running the court is the trailer. And Cabellis probing. Patience, 13 on the shot clock. Pickett the drive and the basket.
Wonderful move by the former Rancho Verde High School star. Absorbed some contact. Those 2 New Zealanders, McWilliam and McCray, set some awfully large picks out there around the free throw line.
Got a nice answer by the Highlanders. Climbing back to within 2. Leonard raising up. Islanders with a run out. UC Irvine got back nicely defensively.
Defensive transition is a hallmark of Russell Turner's teams. If you don't hustle back, you'll be sitting next to the coach.
Yeah, you could knock down shots, but if you don't play defense, you're on the pine. Green with a nice rebound. Anteaters pushing. Rutherford with the skip pass to the lefty, Krause. Rutherford walling off everyone to get the board.
That's Tommy's strong suit, is he's a powerful rebounder, especially in traffic. That's why he starts over Velp, because he gives them that initial toughness that sort of sets the stage for the rest of the night.
McWilliam picked up the foul. Velp has come on. Colin Velp, number 40 for UC Irvine, their top scorer as you look at our officials. Velp has had a game this year against Eastern Michigan where he knocked in 31, hit 7 trays.
Without question, the most skilled offensive player on this year's Anteater team. He's a 3-level scorer to be sure.
On the wing, the 3-ball for Evan Leonard.
And the crowd erupts because they know what that means. If he starts playing the way everyone knows he can play, that's going to make the Anteaters really difficult to beat in conference.
Pickett all the way. Cheatham with a good board and another opportunity for Pickett. Oh, that one drew some rain. It was so high into the night.
He shoots 43% from three-point land, which puts him 7th in the Big West Conference. And that one, a high arching shot. And they've climbed back in after being down 7-0.
And they force a turnover. Picked up by McCabe.
Austin Johnson, number 13, in for UC Irvine, one of the leaders in the conference in block shots, although only a freshman.
Wilborn had it rejected out of bounds. Krause with help defense. Timeout on the floor. 15:02 to play. Opening quarter. A good start for both squads. The Anteaters lead by 2.
You've been craving Wingstop's flavor for way too long now. It's so good to be back. Back where lemon and pepper get a buttery bath and never felt zestier. Where freshly made just for you chicken learns to fly. Where 11 flavors each go to 11. It's like the first time every time. Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
When it comes to health coverage, it helps to have someone in your corner. That's why there's Covered California. We're the only place where you can get financial help to pay for your health insurance. New this year, almost 1 million people could receive additional financial help from the state to help lower the cost of health insurance. More for those already getting it, and new help for many who haven't gotten help before. So check to see how much you can save. It only takes 5 minutes. The last day to enroll is January 31st, so get covered today.
I am Costanza, Lord of the Idiots.
Who are you, George Costanza?
Not who I am. Who am I? I'm the bad. My name's Buck Naked. I'm a porno writer. Art Vandalism. People are always saying to me, you know, you're quite a character.
Weeknights at 11 and 11:30 on KDOC-TV, Los Angeles.
Nice crowd has filed in here at the Brent Event Center as UC Irvine leads 10-8 over UC Riverside. In fact, Dominic Pickett has 7 of the 8 points so far for UC Riverside. Of course, this is the Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC TV. As you see the steal, game is brought to you by Amtrak Pacific Surfliner. Travel by train to Southern California's top destinations. Book today at PacificSurfliner.com. Edgar from the side, no good. Tip by Velt, no good. And the Highlanders come back the other way.
But Edgar contributes immediately. Coming in, he is a defensive disruptor. And Coach Turner said he's been such a great teammate because he started the first 14 games of the year and then injured his ankle. He was accepted coming in off the bench.
McCray, the 7-footer, Callum McCray, 7'1", 275, a sophomore from Palmerston, North New Zealand. The lefty was the best player on the team last year, and he is a big body and a big presence for the Highlanders.
No doubt. 7'1", 275 was Big West Player of the Week back in November.
Cheatham goes back inside to the big fella, using that size to hook it up, but didn't go. Fights for it. It's tipped away and out of bounds. Last touch by UC Irvine's Austin Johnson.
Talk about playing through contact. There was quite a bit of contact, yet no call. And the big guy will go to the bench now for a rest as Watson will replace him. Zach Watson's a 6'7" sophomore, and so Coach David Patrick going a little smaller now, matching up with the Anteaters. The defense for the Highlanders has gotten much better after UC Irvine hit their first 2 shots. They're just 2 of 7 since then.
And Dikembe Martin has come on, the outstanding shooter. This is El Kaz to Cheatham in the paint. Tough shot. It was contested, and the rebound to Lee, Isaiah Lee. So both coaches have gone to their bench. Velp with the left hand, too strong with it.
Good defense by Cheatham. That'll be an interesting matchup. That's probably the 2 best athletes out there from the wing position.
Pull it on the floor as well. Here's Martin's first shot. Got a clean look. They didn't score, and the Anteaters back the other way. Worku on the baseline. Nice move for 2. Iyasu Worku.
Pretty hesitation, dribble by Worku, and then the pull-up from the baseline. He's been absolutely fantastic this year, becoming the player we all thought he'd be when he was a McDonald's All-American from Los Al High School.
Cheatham out of the corner. The 3 ball. He was 5 for 5 against Fresno State earlier this year in a victory. That was a game where the Highlanders were down 20 points with 9.5 minutes left in Fresno and won the game.
The Highlanders shoot the 3 ball well as a team. They average about 35% from the arc.
Watson short. Good box out by Johnson of UC Irvine. Worku probing. Good look to Velp for 2.
Pretty pass, great orchestration by Work, who once again went with that change of pace dribble that lulled the defense to sleep just enough to be able to get a good passing angle, and Velp's going to finish that every time.
Pullen terminates the dribble, goes inside to Cheatham. There's the left hand hook, came up empty, tight defense from Velp.
Good help from Johnson as well. That's what the freshman does best right now. The 6'9" freshman, Austin Johnson, one of the conference leaders in block shots.
Johnson on the turnaround jumper on the baseline. Austin Johnson, an impressive looking freshman talent out of Marietta, Georgia.
Yeah, played for nationally ranked Wheeler High School, and Coach really likes his upside. Says he reminds him a little bit of Jonathan Galloway, and that's saying a lot, although he's got a ways to go before he gets to be as good a defender as Jonathan was.
Martin dribbled into the traffic and was tied up. It'll stay at that and on the alternating possession, and in fact, looks like we're going to have an anteater foul, and the fans here aren't happy about it.
And neither is Coach Turner.
Timeout on the floor. The Anteaters are up by 5. 11:32 left. Opening half.
Guacamole double cheeseburger from Carl's Jr. is back for only $299.
It's $2.99. We forgot the decimal point.
Only $2.99? The guacamole double deal is back for only $2.99 at Carl's Jr.
Performance meets efficiency in the 2019 Nissan Altima, featuring the world's first BC turbo engine that can adapt in an instant to give you power when you want it and fuel efficiency when you need it. This is two engines in one. This is Nissan Intelligent Mobility. Get a low $199 per month lease or get 0% financing for 36 months on the 2020 Nissan Altima.
Hello? Hey, Quagmire, what's going on? Oh, you need a ride? Yeah, sure, I can come get you. I'm not doing anything.
Meg, that was the last guy, so just lock up when you're done.
Family Guy, weeknights at 10 and 10:30 on KDOC TV, Los Angeles.
The guacamole double cheeseburger from Carl's Jr. is back for only $299.
It's $2.99. We forgot the decimal point.
Only $2.99? The guacamole double deal is back for only $2.99 at Carl's Jr.
The Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC TV is brought to you by Amtrak Pacific Surfliner. Need a getaway? Getting there's half the fun when you travel by train. Visit PacificSurfliner.com. And by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Toyotathon is on. Get incredible year-end savings on a reliable new Toyota. UC Irvine is at 7 out of its first 13 shots to build the lead. Oh, there's a beautiful jump shot from Cabellas.
Really nice play, run out of the timeout by Coach Patrick. Excellent execution, got Cabellas the cleanest look of the night against that stingy Anteater defense.
Edgar raising up. Wilborn got him on the arm, and Edgar's going to the charity stripe.
Former CIF Player of the Year at Ayala High School, and Coach Turner is so happy the way that John, who started quite a bit last year and started the first 14 games this year, but then he turned the inside of his ankle, and that's a painful injury. Takes a little longer for that one to heal, and so John's been on a little bit of minute restriction, but he's taken the coming off the bench nicely. And if he and Leonard can get to the level that everyone knows they can be, Anteater's going to be really tough down the stretch.
John's a very good foul shooter at 76%. Hits them both. Lead back to 5 for UC Irvine. Islanders have struggled from the floor. Not hitting their shots. Here's Pickett. That high arcing jumper. Came up a little bit shy with that one. Here come the Eaters. Lee pushing the temple. Pass for Rutherford, and he had to save it. Lee with the penetration to Leonard.
Islanders in a 2-3 zone. That should result in some attempts from the wing.
Green with that hook shot.
That's a tough shot.
It's out of bounds. It belongs to the Highlanders.
Green, Coach Turner told me, so much improved. Had that redshirt year last year after playing in 71 total games before the redshirt year, but he used that redshirt year to improve his body, and practicing every day against the likes of Galloway and Elston Jones have made him a much tougher player.
Anteaters have won 15 consecutive Big West games. In fact, they have a 14-game conference road winning streak. McRae with a nice pass to McWilliam. Two big guys working well together in the two-man game. And McRae's shot not close as he tried to beat the 30-second shot clock. He missed the iron, so it is a shot clock violation.
That is excellent post defense by Brad Green. He moved his feet really well side to side and did not let McRae get any sort of an edge. Finally forced to throw up a wild baby hook at the buzzer.
Leonard on the wing. Hits him. Boy, he is a good-looking shooter. And I know he's been mired in a shooting slump from the perimeter. But, Professor, he looks sharp tonight.
Well, his form is so pure that you know that can't last for long. And he's been much better the last 4 or 5 games. And he's capable of big nights once he gets his confidence back.
Pickett The Anteaters have numbers. Edgar finding Leonard.
Excellent job by the Highlander defense to get back in transition.
Green for three. They love it here at the Brent Event Center. The lead is 10.
That's his first made three of the season, and the team loves it.
A perceived weakness. No more. The Anteaters are knocking down triples. An unexpected source. 6'11", 270-pound junior Brad Green. Guy who transformed his body. He's lost a lot of weight. Looks good. Still a big guy at 270, knocking down the long ball.
Well, I'll tell you, Rutherford and Green, each with a made three tonight. That's gravy for UC Irvine. Take a look at the Big West standings, including the results from this afternoon. Of course, UC Irvine sitting at the top at 2-0. They were the preseason pick to win the league conference again. UC Riverside with their best season in many a year. Hawaii at 2-1. UC Davis, Long Beach State and Cal State Fullerton, two of the teams that were expected to be sort of in the middle of the pack down there at the bottom. But I tell you, this league, the conference is so, I think, balanced this year. I think you're going to see a lot of teams that are going to pull upsets even on the road, and it's a tough conference to win on the road. But we've seen already some great victories by teams that weren't expected to do a whole lot.
UC Santa Barbara has a nice club, and they'll be a factor. Cabellis, McWilliam. And this is Dikembe Martin. Of course, he's capable of filling it up. Went off with his first two shots and Green rebounds. Lee back the other way.
And such a nice addition to this year's team is Isaiah Lee.
And he floats it in from the side. Isaiah Lee. The lead is a dozen.
That's Jerome Lee's son. Jerome played with Scott Brooks' team for Bill Mulligan back in the mid-'80s. Jerome went to play in Australia and stayed there, and that's Isaiah Lee. That's Jerome's son. A chip off the old block.
Wilborn with a terrific drive, and he'll go to the stripe. That was a nice effort, an E-like move from George Wilborn.
Second time in the game that UC Irvine's gone on a spurt. They went on 7-0 to start the game, but then Riverside clawed their way back to within a bucket. But now in a little bit of danger time now, down a dozen as we're inside 9 minutes to go here in the half.
2 in a row for Wilborn. Remember, he's coming off that 0 for 5 game against CSUN.
Wholesale substitutions. Both these coaches like to go 10 deep. When I asked Coach Turner about that, he said, Paul, this is a one-bid conference, and in order to win 3 games in 3 nights to get that NCAA bid, you can't really go 7.5 deep. You better have guys that are used to playing in big games, and that's why he likes to go 10.
Yeah, it's a valid point. Big West has only gotten 1 for a while, but of course the Anteaters got in last year and knocked off Kansas State 70-64. Nice pass inside. That's beautiful teamwork by the Anteaters. And Jaron Artist has gotten his first basket. Jaron Artest.
Beautiful pass from Velp that time, and a good off-the-ball cut by Artest.
Of course, his father, we all know who his dad was, right?
No question about that.
The former Ron Artest. World peace. Cheatham is bottled up. Anteaters playing terrific defense, and they lead by a dozen and looking for more.
Excellent on-the-ball defense by Velp. That hasn't always been his strong suit, but Coach Turner told me he's getting better all the time.
Holding foul inside against McWilliam. Well, the Anteaters are lighting it up in this opening half, playing terrific basketball. Everybody, including Brad Green, knocking down jump shots.
You've been craving Wingstop's flavor for way too long now. It's so good to be back. Back where lemon and pepper get a buttery bath and never felt zestier. Where freshly made just for you chicken learns to fly. Where 11 flavors each go to 11. It's like the first time, every time. Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
From the Golden Coast and rolling hills to iconic cityscapes. This is a getaway that begins the moment you step on board. Cruise along tracks that connect you to Southern California's top destinations and experience an unforgettable ride. When was the last time you were moved by a train? Embrace the journey with us and plan your next trip at PacificSurfliner.com.
Family Guy, weeknights at 10 and 10:30 on KDOC TV, Los Angeles.
We got him. Tonight's Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC TV is presented by Wingstop. Open late, order online at wingstop.com. UC Irvine, 11 of 18 from the floor tonight.
And on this last little run, 4 of their last 5, while UC Riverside just 2 of their last 12. And Coach Patrick, looking for some offensive spark, has put Watson and Zion Pullen back into the game. This is a team that's had 9 different guys lead the team in scoring on particular nights, so Patrick's got a lot of guys to choose from.
Velp with a nice move, but the double team forces it to kick it outside, and we have a turnover against the Anteaters. Our test travel. Boy, it's a revolving door here so far this evening.
Yeah, both these teams probably going to go 10, 11 deep, but UC Riverside's got to get Cheatham started. I think he's probably the most dynamic scorer other than Martin.
Well, Martin feeds Cheatham, and a block taken out of there by Austin Johnson.
Second in the conference in block shots.
Our test raising up. He hits.
Young man from Scottsdale, Arizona, averages only 2.7, but he's come in firing here in the early going.
Where will the offense come from for the Highlanders? Maybe Elkaz, but he throws it away, and Worku on a break, and he lays it up and in.
That is the quintessential UC Irvine basket, off a steal and a run out for Worku, and the lead is up to 16. Danger time if you are UC Riverside. They got to stay in touch here at the half. Try to close this inside of 10 maybe would give them a little better feel for the way the first 20 minutes have gone.
And again, Pullen having to go up against a double team forces it up.
Yeah.
Got bailed out with the foul on Johnson.
That's the third on Austin Johnson, and Coach Turner was up immediately calling for Tommy Rutherford. I'm sure Johnson will sit.
Zion Pullen to the line. He's a freshman from Pleasant Hill, California. Averages 5.5 points a game, 65% from the line.
Another good three-point shooter. This team has about 5 guys that shoot over 35% from 3, but so far tonight, it's been empty. Johnson sits, Rutherford in. Also Kraus back in, and Artest will sit, but Artest gave Coach Turner some marvelous minutes.
Well, really, everybody's performed well tonight for the Eaters in this opening half. Again, points hard to come by. A suffocating Irvine defense has really closed off UC Riverside in this opening half. And the offense has been very good as well for the Anteaters.
Yeah, they've really had good spacing, sharing the basketball, getting a number of guys to contribute, including the unexpected sources. They haven't really needed Velp.
Well, he looks good with that one. Facing up and knocking down a 16-footer. Colin Velp.
Yeah, we watched him in warm-ups, and I swear he never missed that little step back from the mid-range.
He's the first guy out here to practice 2.5 hours before the game. Wilborn not close. McCray rebounds.
Nobody cuts off the ball.
The Anteaters moving their feet so well defensively. Pullen trying to get inside the defense, but everything is closed off. There's no available avenues.
No, the Anteaters do a Rutherford underneath, gets fouled. They do such a good job of help and recover.
Well, they look like the Big West reigning champions. See Rutherford sandwiched in some big men.
In the tall trees, but they're going to say that's a non-shooting foul.
Anteaters to bring it in. Cabela's returns for Wilborn for UC Riverside. Yeah, this is a Highlander team that's 12-7, 2-1 in the Big West. They've really gotten to 12 victories quickly by their standards. In fact, it's the fastest they've ever gotten to 12 since becoming a D1 team.
Exactly right, and they've been doing it kind of mirroring UCI's success. They've been doing it with excellent scoring defense. Oh, good play by Cheatham.
Knocking it away from Velp. Good play indeed by Cheatham. Velp a little upset with himself. Goes for a walk, but it is retained by the Anteaters. Still better than 5 minutes to play, and the Eaters have 33 on the board. And they have limited UC Riverside. Worku with 6 on the clock. Fouls going against UC Irvine.
Yeah, and go the other way. I think they're going to get Krause there for the reach.
Hayden's not happy. Talking as he goes down the floor, but again, this is an animated UC Irvine team. They play well here at the Brett Event Center. They're 5-1 at home. And last year they were really unbeatable here. It's a good-looking basketball team that appears to be finding its footing. 2-0 in the Big West. UC Irvine looking to go to 3-0.
Good help by Krause, and then recovers. That's what they do so very well. But they're going to get Krause for another foul with the body.
As Cabela's worked inside.
Dean Keeler, the freshman from Marina High School, number 31, comes in, the 6'9 freshman, going to get some minutes in the first half.
Averages 1 point a game, so he's thrilled to be out there.
Especially if it's not garbage time.
Cabela's is going to the line. 1-1, and he earns the bonus.
Lee back in, work out.
Lee's a nice-looking basketball player, the freshman.
Yeah, coach said he's embraced the role of the backup point guard, and really not a whole lot of drop-off when he comes into the game.
Well, his father played at UC Irvine, Jerome. So
yes, he did. Played with Scott Brooks, whose jersey was recently retired up there next to Kevin McGee.
Followed in Dad's footsteps. Velp hits. Again, he hit 7 of those against Eastern Michigan when he poured in 31.
Well, and they built this lead without a lot of contributions from Colin. And you know he's capable of making 4 or 5 in a row, and that's dire circumstances for UC Riverside if Velp gets hot.
What's dire is that Irvine is playing so well defensively. There's just not any holes in the defense.
No, you seldom go unencumbered to the basket against UC Irvine, and everybody is into their defensive roles tonight.
First foul on Dean Keeler. By the way, Velp up to 7 points with that latest 3-point make.
And a quiet 7. I mean, it's an occasional opportunity because his teammates have been so efficient.
Yeah, he's done it within the framework of the offense, has not had to force anything. McCray out on top. Comes to Pickett. He can't connect.
Oh. And the team rebounding. 3 Anteaters underneath the glass.
Artest back in to Velp. Nice move. Working against Cheatham. He took an extra step though.
Yes, excellent. Oh, they're going to get a foul before that. I agree with you. It looked like he...
Wow. So Cheatham bailed out. UC Irvine, big 36-17 on our game of the week from Pacific Surfliner.
Hey, little dude, stay away from water or wet grass near any downed wire. Call 911.
Mom!
That went well.
Stay alert, stay safe.
There are two places that are great for learning how to drive. An empty parking lot. And inside a Volkswagen. The 2019 Volkswagen Jetta with a NHTSA 5-star overall safety rating.
Come in now to your Volkswagen dealer and lease the sophisticated and capable 2019 Jetta S for just $169 a month.
I am Costanza, Lord of the Idiots.
Who are you, George Costanza?
Not who I am. Who am I? I'm the bad. My name's Buck Naked. I'm a porno writer. Art vandalism. People are always saying to me, you're quite a character.
Weeknights at 11 and 11:30 on KDOC TV, Los Angeles.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Look out for the downed wire. Stay away, call 911. Hashtag pay attention. You got any nuts?
Stay alert, stay safe.
Why is the score 36-17 for the Eaters? They're shooting 67%. Riverside, the Anteaters, 21%.
Yeah, Riverside's made 2 of their last 16 from the floor, and every shot has been contested. There have been no clean looks for the Highlanders, while UCI continuing to sizzle and spread the wealth. They're 8 out of their last 10 from the floor, and this game's getting out of hand early.
Edgar's short. Rare miss for the Eaters. 3.5 minutes to play. Opening half. See if the Highlanders can find some source offensively to break through. Cabellis on the baseline. Pass.
Yeah,
very
good idea. Just Cheatham couldn't handle it.
4 on the clock. Pullen forced to fire. Just nothing within the offense.
No.
The clock was all the way down where he was forced to take the shot.
And this has been the story most of the half, is that UC Riverside doesn't seem to have much of a plan of attack, but then it's been the Anteater defense that has really made them look bad. I think we're going to get an illegal screen here off the ball.
That's against Lee. Isaiah Lee's first. There's the guilty party. I don't know that UC Irvine can play much better than this as he gets tapped on the backside by Russell Turner, the winningest coach in the history of UC Irvine, and it took him but 10 years.
Yeah, past Pat Douglas with that win over Cal State Fullerton earlier this week. But I think part of the reason that there's been such energy on the defensive end for the Anteaters is the wholesale substitutions. These guys, they just play hard for 3, 4, 5 minutes. They know they're going to be subbed out, so they're giving it 100% on every Highlander possession. And now a fresh group comes in for the last 2:39.
Yeah, and 3 of them are starters, so the big guys are coming back with the big 19-point lead, so they'll be fresh. Cabellis puts it on the ground, puts it up with the right hand. Remember, he's a left-handed shooter. That's a nice play.
But even that was challenged by Rutherford. Good help defense by Tommy. He forced Cabellis into a very difficult shot. But finally something goes through for UC Riverside after a long drought.
Yeah, Kyber shows us he can shoot it with either hand. Velp on the side again. Ooh, in and out. Rebound Pickett. See if the Highlanders can put 2 baskets in a row together. It's a start. They got 1 to go down. Let's see what they can do here after the Cabellis make. Martin has not scored in the game. To Kembe Martin, they need him to get going.
Well, and finally they put McCray at the high post against that 2-3 zone. That's where you want to put somebody, and he's an inviting target at 7'1".
McCray is double teamed and loses the handle. Here come the Anteaters back the other way with Evan Leonard. Velp, he loves the baseline.
Yes, he does. That little step back from about 12 to 15 feet on that baseline. I was surprised the previous one actually rimmed out because it seems like he never misses from there.
Anteaters have doubled the arithmetic on UC Riverside. Great offensive and defensive display. Elquez is empty. Edgar the other way. Velp looking to go to work. Backdoor Worku kicking it back out. Now they move it to Leonard. walk as he lost his footing, yeah.
What an example of unselfish basketball. First, the backdoor cut by Worku. He could have shot a floater and no one would have been mad. Instead, he fires a diagonal pass through the defense. One extra pass by Edgar to Leonard, and if Evan hadn't lost his footing, I think that would have been another made basket for UCI.
Yeah, this is the Anteater team that is so dangerous in the Big West. It's playing like the favorite as they work in that zone defense. They've been so good at both ends of the building. Martin finally drills the three ball. That's the much needed money ball from that source that UC Riverside needed.
Well, and when you hit the soft spot in that 2-3 zone, which is around the free throw line area, many good things can happen. And that time McRae with a quick inside-out pass to a stationary Martin. First time he's had a clean look all half long.
Final 10 seconds of the half. Speaking of clean looks, Edgar had one. Cabellas running up the floor, blocked by Velp. 0.4 of a second remain.
Oh, and you know that has to make Coach Turner happy because Velp hustling all the way, chased down the shot, gets the block. They won't be able to do much from here other than a tip with just 0.4 left.
Yeah, you love it when your star works that hard defensively. Challenging shots like that. Not all about scoring for Colin Velp. Martin out of the corner. No good. He did get that shot away. 38-22. UC Irvine, a terrific display by the Anteaters. Cabela's got that one to go down, but Colin Velp showing his skills throughout that opening half. Finally, a Martin goal from deep. It'll take a big comeback for Riverside. The Anteaters outstanding in the opening half.
New Pollo Fit Bowls, made with organic spinach. They're keto-friendly, paleo-friendly, and life-friendly. Try one today at El Pollo Loco. Feed the flame.
Well, it's Saturday night and I just got paid. My heart say go, go. Have time for Saturday night. Now I'm feeling fine. I'm gonna rock it up. I'm gonna rip it up. I'm gonna shake it up. Gonna ball it up. I'm gonna rock it up and ball tonight.
Drive Ranger today with 0% for 60 months plus $1,500 cash, or lease one for only $229 a month. Only at your Southern California Ford dealers.
Louie, you've been craving Wingstop's flavor for way too long now. It's so good to be back. Back where lemon and pepper get a buttery bath and never felt zestier. Where freshly made just for you chicken learns to fly. Where 11 flavors each go to 11. It's like the first time every time. Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
Wherever we want to go, we just have to start. Auto save your way there with Chase. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Hey everybody, who likes roller coasters? Well, that's great, because SoCal Honda is giving everyone on this ride free annual passes to Six Flags.
Today we help some thrill seekers, and we can help you too with a great deal on a reliable, award-winning Honda. Right now, you can lease a 2019 Civic LX for just $189 a month plus tax. And people buy Civics more than any other car in California.
Here's your pass.
You go, Honda!
It's my job to be helpful.
Princess guests are people who know a greater connection lies when you're actually in the moment together. Watching the look in their eyes as they explore stars they've never seen, or discovering something new with someone you've known forever. Because this beautiful world is better experienced together. Unpack once and see more of Europe. Book now during our best sale ever. Call your travel advisor or visit princess.com.
New Pollo Fit Bowls, made with organic spinach. They're keto-friendly, paleo-friendly, and life-friendly. Only at El Pollo Loco.
Shooting 59% in the first half on our Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week. The UC Irvine Anteaters look terrific. Have that big lead over the Highlanders by 16. Of course, the man that orchestrates it all for the Anteaters in his 10th year is Russell Turner. He averages 20 wins a season. He's the all-time winning coach here. He's the 3-time Big West Coach of the Year. Our Paul Westfall had a chance to chat with him.
I'm with UC Irvine head basketball coach Russell Turner. And Russell, you had such a magical season last year that culminated in an NCAA bid and an NCAA win. When you've had time to reflect on that, what are some of your primary thoughts about last year?
Well, I still am really excited for the energy that this community felt about our team, about college basketball, about March Madness. You know, when I came here, Irvine, UC Irvine, never been a part of it. And we got a taste in 2015, but last year was different. It was especially fun because it was in San Jose. We had so many people from this community there. And I'm just really happy that the people here got to experience that, especially my players, but also the fans who've been supporting this program for a long time.
Well, it was certainly a great run, and we were all excited all over the Southland. Now, just recently you became UC Irvine's all-time winningest coach. What does that mean for you and your staff?
Well, it means I've been here for a good long while now, for sure, and you know, I'm grateful for that. I feel exceptionally thankful to be employed at UC Irvine and to lead this program, which is one that I feel like represents all the great things about college basketball. My staff has been outstanding. I've had a large number of really quality assistant coaches who've had as much to do with any of the successes I have. One guy on my staff in particular is Ryan Battertelli, who's a local product and has been with me the whole time I've been here. So I have innumerable people to thank for the success that, you know, my name gets credited with, but that really belongs to the players and the staff who put as much into this as anyone.
Well, thanks very much for the time. Best of luck with the rest of the season, and let's go get another NCAA bid.
Okay, thanks, man. We're going to go for it.
Russell in a very jovial mood. His team is playing outstanding basketball, looking to improve to 3-0 in the Big West. They have a 38-22 advantage at the break. We've had some outstanding players through the years that have gone on to greatness, and Paul Westfall is back to join me. And Professor, there's a few names right there in Shaw, Bowen, and Russell that had great careers in the NBA.
No doubt about it. And these are guys who didn't just have a cup of coffee in the league. There have been some 80 guys up from the conference that have made NBA rosters. Only one this year that's currently playing. That's James Ennis from Long Beach State, who's with the Sixers. But these are some that stuck around an awfully long time. Brian Shaw, of course, many people understand that he had his best years with the Lakers. Greg Anthony and Larry Johnson off those tremendous UNLV teams when they were in the Big West. And, of course, Lucius Harris from Long Beach State, who had a wonderful career, 12 years in the NBA, played for 4 different teams, and many, many more that we could mention. But these guys obviously made their mark in the NBA and then some. The Big West Conference has had a glorious history.
They have, and the last Power 6 team who didn't win the national championship, you have to go to the Big West. It was UNLV in 1990 out of those Power 6 conferences. UNLV won the national title in 90. Irvine by 16 at the break on our Game of the Week on KDOC.
Farmer Boys serves a quarter-pound of flame-grilled beef, cheese, always crispy fries, and a drink for $5.99. The $5.99 Big Cheese Combo. Farmer Boys. Farm food ain't fast food.
No matter what size adventure you're into, the award-winning family of Hyundai SUVs has something that'll make everyone happy. We get it. That's a lot to drool over. And introducing the Venue, the newest member of the Hyundai SUV family.
Lease a 2020 Hyundai Tucson for $179 a month or get 0% APR for 60 months. Only at your SoCal Hyundai dealer.
From the Golden Coast and rolling hills to iconic cityscapes, this is a getaway that begins the moment you step on board. Cruise along tracks that connect you to Southern California's top destinations. and experience an unforgettable ride. When was the last time you were moved by a train? Embrace the journey with us and plan your next trip at PacificSurfliner.com.
When we switched to AAA insurance and we bundled our home and auto, we were shocked at the savings.
Not only did we increase our coverage significantly, but we also saved hundreds of dollars.
I switched to AAA because I saved over $450. That makes a big difference in my budget.
Switch to AAA insurance today, and you could save an average of $508 on auto insurance. Compare that to Geico, State Farm, even Allstate. Call now for your free auto insurance quote to find out how much you could save.
This type of savings on the insurance goes a long way in helping me do the things I like to do.
Because of the savings that we get from having AAA insurance, we're able to do more of the things that we love.
We might go to the spa, go to the concert, go out to eat.
Yeah, it makes me feel good about spending the money when I know we've already saved it.
To find out how much you could save by switching to AAA insurance, call 877-214-1312 for your free auto insurance quote today. AAA Insurance, helping you save more.
The search to solve our most pressing issues. How to endure, and how to be redeemed. The world is watching California, because California fights back, remembers where we're from, and defies those in our way. Los Angeles Times, the state of what's next.
Farmer Boys gives you 2 hot cakes fresh off the griddle, 2 hand-cracked eggs, and 2 strips of bacon for $5.99. The $5.99 hot cakes platter. Quality is on sale. Farmer Boys, farm food ain't fast food.
UC Irvine looking for their 11th win of the season. This is going to be a nice highlight package, Professor, I would think, for Anteater fans, huh?
I was going to say, it's going to be a little one-sided would be my guess. We'll take a look at some of the outstanding first half offensive efficiency from the Anteaters. They got off to a 7-0 run before Dominic Pickett finally hit 3 in a row to get Riverside within a basket, but then it was all UC Irvine for about a 12-minute stretch, including some unexpected sources from beyond the arc like Tommy Rutherford. Pickett answered that one, but Austin Johnson contributed a rare basket from the baseline. An excellent, unselfish play, Worku to Velp, and they just kept knocking them down, including a welcome 3-ball from Evan Leonard, and UC Irvine was just dominant for the majority of the first half, stretching what was a 2-point advantage into this 16-point halftime lead that they enjoy. And even Brad Green made his first 3 of the season, which brought the house down.
Great looks, good percentage shots, high percentage shots, all falling for the Anteaters in the opening half. Even Artest got in there for a basket. Worku got free there. Everybody got involved. Here's Artest again with the knockdown jump shot. Finally, UC Riverside to get inside, but Velp so smooth offensively. Here's Dikembe Martin. They need him to get going in the second half of play.
They certainly do. Irvine hit 9 of their last 14 en route to that stellar 59% shooting you mentioned, Randy, while UC Riverside made just 4 of their last 22, and what they usually hang their hat on, 3-pointers, just 3 of 12. A tough night.
Keep in mind, this UC Riverside team is down 20 at Fresno with 9.5 minutes left and outscored the Dogs there 25-2 to win 70-67. Perhaps David Patrick's team can do it again on the road. We'll see after this on the Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC.
Hey, little dude, stay away from water or wet grass near any downed wire. Call 911.
Mom!
That went well.
Stay alert, stay safe.
Isaiah?
Yes?
I'm from SoCal Honda. We heard you needed some help getting your voiceover career started. Well, I'm giving you all the gear you need. Check it out. And here's your first gig.
Today, Honda helped me, and they can help you too with a great deal on a reliable, award-winning Honda. Right now, you can lease a 2020 Accord LX for just $249 a month plus tax. And the Accord has been named a Car and Driver 10 Best Winner record 34 times.
Let's do another one. A little more smile.
Now at LA Carpet & More, you can transform your kitchen and bath and get 50% off. Plus, get 5 years 0% financing. Call 800-684-4100 for an appointment or visit one of our closest showrooms.
Carpet, #1 for you.
We went to Hollywood to ask if America's favorites could taste just as great made with turkey. Thousands stepped into our tasting booth to find out. With just one bite, they knew. Now it's your turn to make the switch.
We're big on saving money, so we never waste food.
This is expired.
Honey, the expiration date is just a suggestion.
Should have just switched to Mercury Insurance.
Mercury.
Wherever we want to go, we just have to start. Auto save your way there with Chase. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Sneezing, coughing, runny nose, watery eyes. Are these the house guests that just won't leave? It could be your air ducts. Over time, dirt, dust, and other debris can turn them into a breeding ground for allergens. Trust Coit to eliminate what's ailing your air ducts. Coit's technicians are specially trained and certified with the best guarantee in the business. Clean is new. That's the Coit commitment to you. Schedule your Coit cleaning today and get 40% off. Call 1-800-FOR-COIT.
All month long, we're giving away 4 packs of tickets to the San Diego Zoo and Safari Park. The San Diego Zoo has such a wide range of scaly, furry, and feathered friends for the whole family to enjoy. For your chance to win tickets, visit our contest page on KDOC.TV.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Look out for the downed wire. Stay away, call 911. Hashtag pay attention. You got any nuts?
Stay alert, stay safe.
The Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC TV is brought to you by Amtrak Pacific Surfliner. Need a getaway? Getting there's half the fun when you travel by train. Visit PacificSurfliner.com. And by Wingstop. Open late, order online at Wingstop.com. The Highlanders will have the basketball to begin the second half, looking to erase a 16-point deficit. With Paul Westfall, the professor, I'm Randy Rosenblum. Glad you're with us on our Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC. Pick it up the floor. Let's see if this is a different UC Riverside team. Wilborn tossed it up there too hard. Rebound put back up nicely by McCray, and he draws the foul.
But a good set out of the first possession of the second half for Coach David Patrick. Nice drive, strong drive. And then, of course, you've got McCray, who's always lurking under the basket, who was able to get a rare offensive rebound. They had only 5 offensive rebounds in the first half, did UC Riverside. But that's a good start. They played with a lot more confidence on that first possession.
He's a smooth operator at the line. Shoots over 73%. Averages 10 points, 6 rebounds, 56 from the floor for McCray. 1 of 2 here, and Rutherford rebounds for UC Irvine. Anteaters with a healthy advantage as we head into the second half.
And just, the quintessential Irvine attack. They had 9 different guys score in the first half.
Well, Green hit the three-pointer in the first half, remember, from downtown? Oh, that baby hook on the baseline from the right was pretty, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's just, kind of extra offense when they get anything out of Brad Green other than rebounds and putbacks. He's had a very nice game on both ends for Coach Turner.
Pickett, the former walk-on, with the right hand scores nicely in traffic.
He's been able to weave his way inside the Irvine defense a couple of different times in this game. It was a pretty little mid-range.
Islanders are going to erase this deficit. They need defensive stops. Try to slow down this Anteater attack. Deflected out of bounds. It'll be retained by UCI.
Yeah, you got to play when you're down 16 at the half. You got to play the game in like 4-minute increments. If you can win each 4-minute increment, by the time you get to the last 8 minutes or so, you got a shot at it.
And you want to play with a sense of urgency. Worku probing. Dangerous skip pass. It got to Krause and a blocking foul on Wilborn.
Wow, and George wonders what he has to do to draw a charge. I thought he was in pretty good position there, but they're going to rule that he... Wow, it looked like Krause used the off arm to clear some space there, but the ref saw it the other way.
Leonard. Yes. Again, that's smooth delivery.
Yeah. Well-run play out of the baseline inbound. They got Leonard coming all the way across the floor, and he rises up, and that shot is so pretty.
In low. Wilborn is rejected but fouled. Green didn't like that call, and he also took a poke in the face.
Yeah, he said I fouled him with my nose, apparently.
You can see the pained expression there
no doubt.
for Big Brad Green, the 6'11 junior center, as Wilborn goes to the line.
Yeah, he hit him on the arm with his nose and drew the foul. And Wilborn back at the line. This has been a bit of an adventure, but he's been better than expected. He was 3 of 4 in the first half.
Well, he's finding his rhythm, isn't he? He's a junior out of Chicago, Illinois. You mentioned it earlier. Transfer from UT San Antonio. Tied the school record last year. He had 14 rebounds at the defensive end in one game, and he's not a big fella.
No,
that's 6'3".
That's had to be effort that night.
And he did that against Nebraska in a win. And the Highlanders coming from behind against Fresno State, so they have the belief that they can do it. He came back at the Save Mart Center in the final 9.5 minutes. That shot won't count. There's a walk against Worku. But again, this is a Riverside team that's accustomed to battling back. This is a large challenge.
It is, but this will be a good learning experience for this team as well. On the road, once again, like I say, you want to play in 4-minute increments. Basket here would cut it to 13. Oh, and Johnson says, I'll have none of it.
Yeah, Wilborn tossed that up, and it was rejected and fly-swatted out of bounds.
Coach Turner loves the athleticism of his big freshmen. Says he's further along athletically than a lot of big freshmen that he's had in the past.
Boy, Austin Johnson has quite a vertical leap. Fly swatting that one out of harm's way. 6 on the shot clock. Cabellis forces it inside. 3 on the clock, and it's finally put up there by McCray. No good. The rebound is up and in by McWilliam.
They didn't play the two of them that long together in the first half. They started the game together, but then Coach Patrick went with a bunch of different combinations trying to find some offensive firepower. But I think they have a chance to at least compete on the glass if they have the two big New Zealanders in at the same time.
Leonard threw that one behind Krause, and because of it, it was pilfered away beautifully by Pickett. Riverside getting the ball back inside. It's out of bounds. Officials look at one another and say, let's go the other way and give it to UC Irvine.
Wow, McWilliam wondering what he has to do to get a foul. There was a lot of contact in that skirmish under the basket, and McWilliam turned to the referee like, what do I need to do to go to the line? But an excellent job by both Rutherford and Johnson to wall up against the bigs from Riverside.
The Highlanders playing a lot better defensively to begin the second half. A bit more sense of urgency, as I talked about, a little bit more purpose, more intensity.
Might see if
Johnson
traveled.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Wipe out the goal.
I thought before that all took place, it might be wise to get Leonard a look, because he looks like he's shooting the ball with a lot more confidence tonight. But they tried on the screen roll to get Johnson something inside, and he just took an extra step. Edgar in for Krause.
Dragon Elkaz, 0, the guard, the sophomore, who can knock down threes. In for the Highlanders.
Yeah, he's nearly a 40% shooter from beyond the arc, and I think he maybe got one look in the first half.
Yeah, they want to get him going. Martin hit one. but there has not been a lot from the outside for UC Riverside.
Of course, the Anteater defense has a lot to do with that.
Cabela's inside. McWilliam forced it up too quickly, got it back and scores.
He looks good. He looks aggressive under there. He's been battling here in the second half, and it's down to 11, and that first 4 minutes went pretty well if you're UC Riverside.
Yeah, this is a different Highlander team. Again, the sense of purpose. Pickett trying to slow down Leonard. Leonard got it to Johnson, who's underneath.
I think he traveled again.
And he walked, or was he held? I think it was held, yes.
They're going to get a foul before he slid that pivot foot just a touch.
We're under 16 minutes to play. UC Riverside doing what UC Riverside does. Come from behind. They've reduced the deficit to 11 on the Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC.
You've been craving Wingstop's flavor for way too long now. It's so good to be back. Back where lemon and pepper get a buttery bath and never felt zestier. Where freshly made just for you chicken learns to fly. Where 11 flavors each go to 11. It's like the first time, every time. Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
There are two places that are great for learning how to drive. An empty parking lot. And inside a Volkswagen. The 2019 Volkswagen Jetta with a NHTSA 5-star overall safety rating.
Come in now to your Volkswagen dealer and lease the sophisticated and capable 2019 Jetta S for just $169 a month.
Here's to feeling good all the time.
Seinfeld, weeknights at 11 and 11:30 on KDOC TV, Los Angeles.
Tonight's Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC TV is driven by your helpful SoCal Honda dealers.
Well, Randy, where UC Riverside has come out with a real renewed focus is on the offensive glass. They have 5 offensive rebounds here in just 4 minutes in the second half after having only 5 offensive rebounds the entire first half.
Phelps inserted in for Russell Turner's guys.
Might have got away with a walk there.
Edgar for 3, that's offline. And there's McWilliam, and he's asserted himself well early in the second half.
He has been a spark after playing just 12 minutes in the first half.
Pickett, the setup guy, and again, he's the former walk-on, former team manager. And here he is piloting this unit. Cheatham. Oh, some hang time. Beautiful play. Going up in the air was Cheatham to score.
The most athletic basket of the ball game for UC Riverside comes from the former Bishop O'Dowd star.
Yeah, Renze Cheatham with a dynamic inside move. Edgar powering up.
That's a big part of John's offensive game. He has a strong upper body and absorbed the contact there, scored through it.
To say the least, John Edgar is chiseled.
Just like Dad. Dad played for Arizona with Steve Kerr back in the day.
Cabela's with 6 on the shot clock to Elkaz. There was no foul.
Yeah.
Came up empty, and here come the Eaters.
Thought he got hit on the elbow, and so did Elkaz.
Bell kicking it to Edgar. Again, you see how the Anteaters work the ball. The ball's always moving. Not a lot of dribbling.
No, it doesn't get stuck anywhere.
Edgar all the way, powers up, and 1! Yeah, I'll say the ball isn't stuck. It is a moving hot potato.
Moving that ball against that zone side to side, and then Edgar finally gets a chance to slice to the hoop and absorbs the contact from Cheatham for the and 1 for John.
Ron Edgar Jr. with a power move, and I liked how quickly he attacked the goal once he made up his mind.
Yeah, and that all came from the reversing of the basketball, the side-to-side movement. Eventually that defense is going to lag just a touch, and if you recognize that at the right moment, and John Edgar certainly did, and then he's got the strength to play through the attempted block from Cheatham.
Looking to stretch the lead back to 14. It's in the air, it's in the basket.
Nice answer out of the timeout by the Anteaters. Riverside had cut it to 9. And now it's back to a 14-point edge, and all that hard work by Riverside has resulted in just slicing 2 points off that halftime deficit.
Wilborn back in, as is Pullen and Dikembe Martin. McCray going up strong and drawing the foul.
And if that's on Austin Johnson, and I believe it is, that is 4 on the freshman big man, and that will force the hand of Russell Turner.
Well, one of the luxuries that Russell Turner has is you have a fine player like Johnson who's such a young pup. He's going to go out the next time there's a sub waved in, and it'll be Tommy Rutherford. So you're bringing all conference player form. There's just great depth here.
Yes, and that's all part of that master plan of getting 10 guys accustomed to playing under pressure.
Of course, when the Anteaters wrapped up the regular season title last year, their victim was the UC Riverside Highlanders. Then they went on to win the Big West Conference Championship tournament as well, and on to the NCAA. Anteaters looking for their 12th in a row against UC Riverside. Worku had it knocked away and out of bounds.
Good help by Cheatham, because Worku had a step on his man, and Cheatham came over and sealed off that drive to the basket, and now he'll leave the game. Watson in.
Brought into Velp. Again, he's on the baseline, and you know he loves to operate from there.
And he's got a shorter player on him.
Edgar in the attack mode, and that was pure. He's given him a lift here in the second half off the bench.
Very confident offensive. He's normally known for his defensive disruption. He's had a fine offensive game looking for his own shot.
Working low to McCray, and he's hacked. 7 minutes into the second half. We had the renewed energy burst from UC Riverside, but suddenly the Anteaters have responded and answered.
That's why it's so hard to come back. You make a run, you play a nice 4-minute sequence, and then if you relax just a little, UC Irvine pounces on you, and it's back to close to what it was at the half. But now Riverside's got to start all over again, except we're 7 minutes into the second half.
Martin to beat the shot clock and hits a 3. There he is, Dikembe Martin. 1 triple in each half. And again, he can shoot the Highlanders back in.
Yeah, capable of big nights. He's averaged in double figures in the last 5 games. Trying to adjust to his role this year of coming off the bench. Was a starter for 2 seasons.
Worku goes out. Our test in for UC Irvine.
Lee in as well. Artest played really well in his minutes in the first half.
Away from the ball. This one's going against Edgar of UC Irvine. No, they called it on Lee. It's his second. Either way, it goes back to the Highlanders.
Might see if we could get Martin a quick shot here.
Just hit the 3. Can he hit another one? He's looking for it. In and out. That's heartbreak. McCray, though, follows it up and in. And you're right, they are working the glass, this UC Riverside team.
And that is hard work, because UC Irvine, one of the nation's leaders in rebound margin. So if you're going to get offensive rebounds against this team, you're going to have to really earn it.
Lee open in 3-point land. That rattles in and out. It's out of bounds. It'll stay with the Anteaters. These are tight rims suddenly here at the Brent Event Center.
Yeah, the shot by Martin rimmed out. Fortunately, McCray was there to grab the carom and stick it back in the basket. Pickett back in, and Wilborn will lead.
You look up, you have the sense that UC Irvine is way out in front, but it is a 10-point game, and UC Riverside is battling. They skip it over to Lee. Edgar for three.
Nice job by Watson, because Velp was challenging him for that offensive rebound. Basket here, and it's a single-digit game, and that's a trip, I think.
It is a foul against the Anteaters. 11:41 to play in this basketball game. UC Riverside pounding the ball inside, doing a much better job. Got to slow down Edgar. The Highlanders are back to within 10.
Guacamole double cheeseburger from Carl's Jr. is back for only $299.
It's $2.99. We forgot the decimal point.
Only $2.99? The guacamole double deal is back for only $2.99 at Carl's Jr.
From the Golden Coast and rolling hills to iconic cityscapes, this is a getaway that begins the moment you step on board. Cruise along tracks that connect you to Southern California's top destinations and experience an unforgettable ride. When was the last time you were moved by a train? Embrace the journey with us and plan your next trip at PacificSurfliner.com.
Family Guy, weeknights at 10 and 10:30 on KDOC TV, Los Angeles.
We got him.
The guacamole double cheeseburger from Carl's Jr. is back for only $299.
It's $2.99. We forgot the decimal point.
Only $2.99? The guacamole double deal is back for only $2.99 at Carl's Jr.
Tonight's Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC TV is driven by your helpful SoCal Honda dealers. Well, better effort in the second half from UC Riverside. They were a step behind, Professor. We were talking about that during the break. They're not a step behind now. They're playing harder. They're challenging Anteater shots.
No doubt about that. Shooting better, 6 of 14 this half after a terrible 23% in the first half, and 7 second chance points after they had only 3 the entire half against the difficult Anteater front line.
Playing through their big men inside, McWilliam and McCray. Now McCray sets the pick for Martin, who raises up. Missed it. It was an air ball, but they got it back. There's McCray again on the follow. UC Riverside banging the glass. They've closed to within 8.
That's 9 second chance points here in the second half, and Artest was frustrated. He altered 2 of Martin's shots, and they still were able to put the ball in the basket.
Green directing traffic on that baseline. Nice effort from 8 feet for Brad Green. He's given them an offensive lift tonight.
He certainly has, and I loved his patience there. Sometimes bigs have a quick move after they get the ball, and if they can't get it done, then they get a little antsy. But he waited out the defense to clear, and then a pretty little baseline jumper.
Poland had a nice look. Didn't convert, bodies fly everywhere, and a whistle's called. It's getting physical at the Brent Event Center, and this foul against the Anteaters.
No doubt about it. I don't think Brad Green meant to do that, but he just sort of discarded the Highlander that was trying to box him out. Green was left standing, and he's got a big grin on his face. We'll see it again here. He just sort of took care of McWilliam with his right arm, and Coach Turner didn't see it that way.
So McCray is going to the free throw line. When you discard a 7'1", 275 man, you're pretty strong if you're Brad Green.
No doubt.
Got another one. Callum McCray, just a sophomore, and he has a bright upside.
Oh, this is a very young UC Riverside team. What Coach Patrick has done in just his second year, he's trying to change the culture. Winning is not something you do overnight, and they're showing a lot of grit here in this one on the road. They've climbed back once again to a single-digit deficit. They're within 9.
Still plenty of time, 10.5 minutes to play in regulation at the Brent Event Center in Irvine, California. Evan Leonard gets that screen from Rutherford, attacks, had it deflected away, out of bounds, and it's a turnover against UCI.
Wow, and Coach Turner wondering how in the world did that not be off of Riverside. But Leonard and Velp, the two scorers in this particular lineup, were trying to work a little two-man magic, but it just came up awry.
Islanders working themselves back into the ball game. Remember, they're 12-7 on the year. They're a confident group. Martin from way downtown. That would have been a big three. Rutherford clears.
That would have changed the complexion of the second half.
Inside of 10 minutes to play. Velp on the baseline. Artest down low to Rutherford. One bounce and a little baby hook. Boy, Tommy Rutherford is all work effort inside.
He is, and once again, another patient move by a big. Little rhythm bounce, and then absorbed the contact, and then shot the baby hook.
McWilliam cleaning up, and one.
Oh, he's been terrific here in the second half. Both of the big Macs, McWilliam and McRae.
You're getting me hungry.
They have played with a tremendous sense of purpose here, and that time gets the hack from Velp and the and one situation.
Angus McWilliam, very athletic, very strong. Had 15 points on Thursday against CSUN. And he's shouldered a lot of the load here in the second half.
Transfer from TCU, where they play a really physical brand of basketball. So he's used to banging around in there in the paint.
The lead reduced to 8. The Highlanders are chipping away.
They are, and it's mostly due to effort on the offensive glass. Another second chance opportunity that time.
Artest thought about the three. Will shoot the two, fails, and Wilborn rebounds. And the Highlanders with a chance to get a little bit closer.
Coach Turner didn't like that offensive set much. I think he would have liked to seen Leonard or Velp get it.
McWilliam facing up. Now he'll try to back down Rutherford and throws it away. Artest playing the passing lane.
His defensive skills have been apparent tonight, and of course that shouldn't be any surprise.
Rutherford short on the baby hook, and McWilliam rebounds.
That time McWilliam didn't get caught on the floor. A couple times Rutherford has risen up, and McWilliam hasn't matched him. That time he did.
Cheatham to Wilborn. Wilborn with a tough chance. That was a very difficult shot. The degree of difficulty was really insane, and he couldn't put that down. You can't win with shots like that.
No, Coach Patrick didn't like that much at all.
Leonard going to the basket, drawing contact and a foul.
Foul on the floor, going to go against UC Riverside. That's the fourth foul on Cheatham, and he's had a tough night.
Yeah, very quiet evening.
Yeah.
Very talented guy. He's had some big games, but it just has not been his evening. Peters have the ball on that common foul. Up 8, but in a ball game. Tommy Rutherford on that baseline. Double team, kicks it back to Artest for 3.
I would have passed it one more time. Leonard had his feet set on the wing. I think that would have been a better option.
McRae against Rutherford.
Oh, that's
Took
a travel.
about 3 steps, didn't he? That's a travel in any man's league.
Even the Euro step couldn't help him.
7:44 left. McWilliam doing damage inside. The big fellas helping UC Riverside rally on the Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC.
You've been craving Wingstop's flavor for way too long now. It's so good to be back. Back where lemon and pepper get a buttery bath and never felt zestier. Where freshly made just for you chicken learns to fly. Where 11 flavors each go to 11. It's like the first time, every time. Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
There are two places that are great for learning how to drive: an empty parking lot and inside a Volkswagen. The 2019 Volkswagen Jetta with a NHTSA 5-star overall safety rating.
Come in now to your Volkswagen dealer and lease the sophisticated and capable 2019 Jetta S for just $169 a month.
I am Costanza, Lord of the Idiots.
Who are you, George Costanza?
Got who I am. Who am I? I'm the bad boy. My name's Buck Naked. I'm a porno writer. Art Vandal. People are always saying to me, you're quite a character.
Weeknights at 11 and 11:30 on KDOC TV, Los Angeles.
The Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC TV is brought to you by Amtrak Pacific Surfliner. Need a getaway? Getting there's half the fun when you travel by train. Visit PacificSurfliner.com. And by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Toyotathon is on. Get credible year-end savings on a reliable new Toyota.
Well, UC Riverside, just 2 of their last 8, but where they have climbed back into reasonable distance, 13 second chance points in the second half alone. UC Irvine continuing to shoot the ball efficiently, 7 of 13 in the second half. They are just a touch under 60% for the night.
Leonard to the basket. Got it. Oh, that's a beautiful drive and goal using glass.
I've been waiting for that. He's been in position to shoot a couple of times and been ignored by his teammates, which is rare because UC Irvine shares the ball so well. So that time, Evan just said, I'm taking it on my own, and I'll get us a basket.
You do not want to ignore Evan Leonard. He's an all-conference performer, big-time shot maker. McWilliam, right-hand shot is up and in, and he has been precious in the back half.
He's been outstanding. Played only 8 minutes in the first half, and I'm not sure why, but he's been the spark plug for this Riverside comeback. That time absorbing the contact from Velp and going with that little right hand. Good defense by Pickett, forcing a turnover.
Yeah, he forced the hand of Krause, who lost the handle. There's Dominic Pickett. Again, you got to respect the player that came out, was the team manager. 3 years later, he's running the show for this basketball team. The walk-on has really made the most of his career at UC Riverside.
And that's a great story for anybody out there who thinks you need to be an all-league player in high school in order to make it in Division I. Hard work will get you a long way. And a basket here from the Highlanders, and suddenly we've got a 2-possession game. Who'd have thunk it?
Got an illegal pick, though. It's going against Cheatham.
Oh, and that's 5 on the young man, and that's a shame.
Yeah, Lorenzo Cheatham, who averages 11 points and 7 rebounds a game. Very, very quiet night as he goes to the sideline.
Leaves with only 5. Yeah, only 5 points for a guy who averages close to 12 points a game, and that was a tough one because the Highlanders there, if they can pop one in there, suddenly you got a 6-point game with plenty of time left.
6:24 to play. Again, this UC Riverside team, don't ever count them out. They battle hard, and McWilliam has really been a force inside, and McCray, the other big fella, has played well in this back half.
This is a very young UC Riverside team.
Leonard falling back, failed with that one. They battle for it. They have a nice tie-up. Hopefully cooler heads will prevail. Wilborn and Krause in the middle of that.
Wilborn says, I'm all right, but that's 2 tough guys. You've got Wilborn from Chicago, and you've got Krause, who was a rugby player from Australia. They don't take any quarter from anybody. Watch here is on the loose ball. Neither one is going to give up an inch. And Wilborn just wants to get up, but Krause, he's the glue guy on this year's team. He makes everybody better with his effort, and you saw it clearly there.
Well, the officials are going to go over and take a look at this. It didn't seem like anything was done that would cause an additional foul or a technical.
No, I don't think there's anything flagrant there.
No, not at all. Krause did fall away, stumbled coming out of that little, I hesitate to call it a melee. It was just, 2 guys battling for the basketball.
That's just good, hard basketball. Either in a tight spot in the game. Possession of the basketball means a lot, and neither one was going to give an inch. That's just good play, I think, and I don't think anything will come of that. You know, UCI sits, Randy, at 10-8. Last year at the same time they were 14-4, and people were kind of whispering about what's the matter with UCI. Well, when you look at these games, they could be 12-6, 13-5, even 14-4 without a whole lot of different things happening. Against Pepperdine, they're up 9 with 2:11 left and never scored again. At TCU, they're up 2 with 96 seconds left and they lose 59-58. Cal Baptist, they're within a basket with 4.5 to play, and we're outscored 8-3 down the stretch. And then at UTEP got the last 6.
Yeah, the Pepperdine and TCU games are particularly galling because they had big leads late, and the offense went away, and the home teams rallied to take the games away from the Eaters. You bring those 2 games back, and like you said, that changes the complexion of their whole year. But it's all about winning in the Big West and winning the Big West Conference tournament and getting back to the NCAA. And this has looked like a UC Irvine team that is starting to click. But give UC Irvine a lot of credit for coming together here tonight against a team from UC Riverside that's really battling. They still haven't made a decision. The officials are looking this one over. Our lead officials, Tom Nally, Martin Husky, and Don Berdahl are the other 2 officials. And we'll have another look at this from a different angle. Professor, your thoughts?
I still don't think there's anything there. Kraus got up, spread his arms out wide like, I'm good here. He just, as you mentioned, stumbled a little bit, which made it look maybe worse than it was. And Wilborn was just diving on the floor to gain possession in a critical moment of the game. I think nothing will come of this.
Now, Pickett did push a little bit against Kraus there, almost to get him out of there, but he is on the other team, so we'll see if the officials dock him for that little push, although I don't think there was anything.
No, this is too close of a game
dubious
to
at all.
Have anything that results in technicals or free foul shots for either squad. So hopefully this is much ado about nothing.
Yeah, there's the officiating crew. And again, the break here, a lot of times the officials will slow it down to make sure all the young men cool off a little bit because it is a conference game and these teams are really going at it.
We were talking about those tough losses early on, and credit Russell Turner for scheduling the difficult road games that he schedules in order to make his team better come tournament time. But, they lost a lot of great leadership off last year's team.
Well, Pickett was hit with a foul. That's why Leonard's at the line. So there's a dead ball foul on Dominic Pickett.
That's a tough one if you're Coach Patrick, because he's trying to instill his team to be physically strong, physically tough in big moments, and wow, I didn't see it that way at all.
That builds the lead back up to 10.
Riverside, number 13.
Kyber Cabellis returns, number 13 for the Highlanders. And it'll be, I believe, Anteater basketball after the technical.
Correct. And that's what makes that really a key play in this contest. Because the possession arrow was in favor of Riverside. Had they gotten just a held ball and got possession, they might have been able to cut it to 6. Now it's 10 again, and they need to stop.
Rutherford wants to operate inside. Cabellis knocked it away. It's out of bounds off of Worku. Cabellis with a nice effort. He challenged the pass. He gives UC Riverside possession.
Yes, jumped the route like a good defensive back would do and able to force the turnover. And once again, UC Riverside with a chance to make this a single-digit game, and we're just inside of 6.
Exercising patience on this possession. It's a big one for the Highlanders. They need to make each trip count. Dangerous pass into the corner. Cabellis way long, but there's McWilliam again, but he pushed off. The professor doesn't agree.
Oh my, they've allowed so much contact under the rim. That's a tough one, and David Patrick, with the same feeling that I have, is that, wait a minute here. That's not a foul. I'm sorry, that's not a foul. Not in major college basketball.
Well, Brad Green benefits because he's going to the other end to shoot a 1-and-1. Look at the shoulders on this young man. Wide body drills the first one.
Nice touch. He's played admirably tonight. He's had some great games, and then against Fullerton, not so much. That's a tough matchup for him. But Coach Turner told me that that's Brad's biggest challenge, is to be more consistent.
He has 10 points on the evening. Anteaters by 11, and the clock is their ally. And each trip magnified for the Highlanders. They need to knock down shots. Wilborn on the baseline, lost the handle. Taken by Leonard. Anteaters look to break. Krause all the way. Rejected by McWilliam, but Rutherford follows it in.
McWilliam with a marvelous play to stop a sure basket, and the rest of his teammates were caught flat-footed watching the play.
Timeout on the floor. It's a full timeout taken by UC Riverside. Great block, but
you
the
saw,
follow shot was very good as well.
You saw 3 Highlanders, though, underneath the basket, and they allow Rutherford to slither in between them and get the putback. You just can't have it.
Well, the UC Riverside Highlanders are bringing back Dikembe Martin. Hit a 3 in each half. It's going to take a furious rush by the visitors if they're going to somehow get back and steal this game and prevent the Anteaters from winning their 12th in a row in this series. Anteaters, and we're going to see them again on February 1st against Cal State Fullerton. Here's their upcoming schedule.
Yeah, you mentioned it earlier about UC Santa Barbara. That was the second choice of the media as far as the Big West preseason predictions. I think UC Santa Barbara is a very talented team, and that could be one that could have a lot of bearing on the seeding for the Big West Conference Tournament. That's on February 8th, but we'll be here for the one against Cal State Fullerton. Always an entertaining game because those two really like to get after each other.
One of the teams we don't see there is CISA, the Matadors. Lamine Janae, really a great player, last year's MVP in the conference, freshman player of the conference, had a big game the other night against this UC Riverside team. Wasn't eligible till the end of December. And with Terrell Gomez and with Lamine Janae on the roster, that's a dangerous team come tournament time.
No doubt. In fact, that's why their overall record is so deceiving at 7-12. Janae makes them a totally different club. He's the most athletic, the most talented player in the conference. And so you put him, Gomez, and Darius Brown, who's second in the conference in assists. That's a trio that maybe nobody can match.
So far, it's been tough to match UC Irvine here tonight. Final 5 minutes for the Highlanders to make the push. Martin around the McWilliams screen, who gets the return pass.
The Highlanders have done much better when they've played through the bigs in the half court.
And the bigs have responded with outstanding play. We have a foul on Evan Leonard of UC Irvine.
Mentioned it in the first half that when Colin McRae sets a screen out on the perimeter, it's a major screen.
Yes.
And Leonard got caught trying to go around it and held. And so Martin gets a chance to get a rare opportunity for free throws. They haven't had a lot of free throws in this contest. Oh, and you just can't have that.
Yeah, you leave points that way. Obviously, it was a 1-and-1 on the 19th foul. So it's an empty possession for the Highlanders.
And he's an 84% free throw shooter.
Basket here, and Anteaters could stretch it to 15 once again. They flew through the center green. They play through green. Worku and one for Iyasu Worku. And now UC Irvine is showing their mettle, their championship pedigree.
Excellent recognition by Green. The double team was coming from the baseline side, and he sees it and makes a perfect diagonal pass through the defense to Worku, who just has to have a 2-bounce dribble, rise up, makes the shot, gets the contact. it will be tough for Riverside from here. All that hard work getting it down to where they got within 9, and now it's back to 15.
Martin gets a screen from McCray.
Yep, Leonard with another hold.
3:57 left on our Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week. Evan Leonard and company lead by 15. UC Irvine well on their way to their 11th victory of the season on the Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC.
Hey America, come in for a $20 feast. Come to TGI Fridays today for 2 apps, 2 entrees, and 2 desserts, all starting at only $20. Come together, come to gather. Come in now to feast.
We went to Hollywood to ask if America's favorites could taste just as great made with turkey. Thousands stepped into our tasting booth to find out. With just one bite, they knew. Now it's your turn to make the switch.
Can my side be firm?
Mine's super soft.
Yes, with the Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed. On sale now. You can both adjust your comfort with your Sleep Number setting.
But can it help keep me asleep?
Absolutely. It intelligently senses your movements and automatically adjusts to keep you both comfortable.
And snoring?
No problem. And done.
So you can really promise better sleep.
Not promise, prove. And now, save $1,000 on the Sleep Number 360 Special Edition Smart Bed. Now only $17.99. Plus free premium delivery on all smart beds when you add a base. Ends Monday.
Here's to feeling good all the time.
Seinfeld, weeknights at 11 and 11:30 on KDOC TV, Los Angeles.
Of course, we're going to have a Wingstop player of the game, but we're just looking over the stats. It's been distributed well by UC Irvine. Great balance. You could pick 3 or 4 different guys.
Yes, yeah, well said, Randy. And I think if you asked Russell Turner about that, he'd say that's the way I like it, when you have a hard time picking a player of the game because they're so well balanced. This is the team that oftentimes has 4 or 5 guys in double figures, and tonight they've got 2 in double figures, but 3 more with 9 points. That's balance.
And that again is their hallmark, as Martin has another free throw. Well, Riverside came out of the second half and played harder, carved it down inside of double digits, but again, a testament to the grit of UC Irvine. Whenever the Highlanders tried to make a big move, the Anteaters had the answer.
But on the road against the acknowledged king of the hill in the Big West Conference, UC Irvine, I thought UC Riverside played admirably for a very young team. They didn't just fold their tent. I thought getting it to within 8 points, I think, was the closest they got. Shows me that this is a team with a really bright future.
Green in the paint. Rebound Pickett. 13-point deficit. McWilliam with the up fake. And the Highlanders need to go a little bit quicker than this.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what they were trying to accomplish with the first couple of passes.
Leonard with the near theft, deflected it out of bounds. Evan Leonard, he's always going at 100%, isn't he?
Yeah, and he shot the ball better tonight, which has to make everybody involved with UC Irvine basketball feel better, because he and Edgar, I think, make this team really so much better, because they provide that veteran leadership and the ability to play on both ends.
Cabellis being defended by Worku. Rebound Green.
He's been excellent tonight. Brad Green has had a solid night.
And the clock very much an ally of UC Irvine. Anteaters about to go 3-0 in the Big West. Win their 16th conference game in a row. Worku with the kiss. I don't know that he wanted to do that, but life is good at the Brent Event Center for the home team.
But it was all set up by a high ball screen from Brad Green. He totally cleared out Worku's defender and allowed Worku to get a step, and then he knew how to finish with the little floater.
Cabela's short. Rebound Worku.
No need to hurry now. They can run clock. This one is in the W column.
Yep. Been that way for a few minutes now as the Anteaters have answered every challenge. Krause, with 10 on the clock, didn't take the corner jumper. He'll drive instead and give him 2 more on the Eater side.
Showing a little bit of that rugby toughness. He had a clean look at a 3. He didn't want that.
Martin with penetration and the goal. And a quick timeout taken by UC Riverside. That's Dikembe Martin. We previewed him earlier the night on our pregame show, and Dikembe's come in and trying to get the offense going. You can see he's a highly intense, motivated young guy. He's hit some threes tonight, a couple of those. That was the best job getting inside the Eater defense and kissing it off the window.
Yeah, he had only 3 first-half points. He's going to finish with double figures, but they didn't give him the spark that they needed in the first half.
66-51, UC Irvine about to go 6-1 at home.
Going to win their 16th straight in the Big West. Yes. They continue to be the elephant in the room, so to speak.
Well, we're going to pick in our Wingstop player of the game.
Spin the wheel of fortune.
All right, who is this?
I think it's a real boost for UC Irvine when Evan Leonard plays well after having a bit of a struggle the first half of the season. So I'm going for 14.
How about Brad Green almost putting in another one? I don't disagree. Evan Leonard's been terrific at both ends. George Wilborn with the foul here, and Green nearly had that one go down for him. He'll shoot 2.
But if Green plays like this on a consistent basis, he gives them such a presence in the middle. And then if you can get double figures in points and close to that in rebounds from Brad Green the rest of the way, wow, that adds an element that I think Coach Turner will appreciate all season long.
Peter likes the fact that Brad's got 11 points, like Evan Leonard. Second one is no good, and the foul coming over the back on Velp. Easy play to call. And we're going to shoot 2 fouls at the other end of the building.
Well, and a rather business-like victory for UC Irvine without an outstanding night from Colin Velp.
Well, he came into the first half and gave them some offense, but they really didn't need him tonight, did they, Professor? They spread the wealth around.
Exactly right. Colin's going to have 9 points, which is one of the few nights this season he won't be in double figures, but that shows you the balance and the depth of this UC Irvine attack.
Cabela's with another one. Final minute 40 for the Anteaters as they're coasting home. Here's Evan Leonard getting it to Velp. Islanders picking up all over the floor. Velp finding Krause, and they'll move it back out to Leonard, and he's body slammed by Cabela's, who helps him up.
Yeah, good sportsmanship there. Kyber just got caught leaning, and Leonard took the brunt of it.
Now, you shooters at home, look at the form of Evan Leonard when he goes to the line. He has a gorgeous delivery when he shoots it from the floor or the charity stripe.
Yeah, and whatever the cause was for his brief shooting slump in the beginning of the season, I think will go away. I look for him to have a huge conference season, and he'll be right and ready to go for that Big West Conference tournament, which, as we talked about before, this conference is a one-bid conference. And so no matter how well you play during the regular season, you better be ready for that 3 games in 3 nights, and that's what's going to get you that ticket to the NCAA.
And there's no question number 14 is the trigger man. Evans got 13 tonight. 69-53. always used to say when I did a lot of college games, the first team to 70 wins. And it looks like it's going to be UC Irvine closing in on 70. Edgar all the way. They didn't quite put it in. And McWilliam covers up the rebound.
But John's ability to play through contact, he sliced between two defenders who whacked at him on his way to the rim.
McWilliam from the side. We have another foul. It's going against the Highlanders. Wilborn, and he fouls out. Cheatham fouled out earlier.
Yeah, you look at the final score and you think, well, another ho-hum victory for UC Irvine, but UC Riverside made this a contest about midway through the second half. They were consistently inside of 10 points. They just could never get that 4-0, 6-0 run that could have made it a rather dramatic finish. But I like the hustle, I like the grit of the Highlanders.
John Edgar looking for the team's 70th point. We'll have another try.
Yes, what happens if nobody gets to 70? Does
team
closest,
the team closest to 70.
Thank you.
And UC Irvine is very close to 70. That's my rule.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Randy's rule is 70, the first team to 70.
I like it.
They're going to get there. I think I'm rooting for John Edgar on this foul shot. Oh, you're killing me. I promise you they're going to get to 70, right? Maybe not if the Highlanders take the air out of the ball here and kill too much of that clock. Pullen. Pickett. Pullen. Boy, they're burning a lot of the clock here. Elkaz misses. Velp with the rebound. Let's see if UC Riverside does not commit the foul. Maybe they won't get to 70.
I don't think anybody's going to shoot it.
See, they're passive defensively. Keeler inside to Edgar, who lost it. Final seconds. Pullen for three. That's going to do it. UC Irvine has defeated UC Riverside 69-53 at our Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC. Back to sum it up right after this.
Big on saving money, so we never waste food.
This is expired.
Honey, the expiration date is just a suggestion.
Should have just switched to Mercury Insurance.
Mercury. Louis, you've been craving Wingstop's flavor for way too long now. It's so good to be back. Back where lemon and pepper get a buttery bath and never felt zestier. Where freshly made just for you chicken learns to fly. Where 11 flavors each go to 11. It's like the first time every time. Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
Cruise along tracks that connect you to Southern California's top destinations and experience an unforgettable ride. When was the last time you were moved by a train? Plan your next trip at PacificSurfliner.com.
If you or a loved one have been injured in an auto accident, you need a professional on your side who'll make sure you get every penny you're entitled to.
That's what we do. The law offices of Larry H. Barker has been protecting the rights of automobile accident victims for more than 35 years.
We've been successful in 95% of our cases.
And we've recovered more than $2 billion for our clients.
That's why we've been the #1 accident law firm in Southern California for decades.
We'll fight for you.
Hablamos español.
Well, led by Evan Leonard, who poured in 13 points, our Wingstop player of the game. He was 4 of 7 from the floor. UC Irvine gets its 11th victory of the year, wins 69-53. Evan Leonard was fun to watch.
Well, it's great to see him shooting the ball with confidence, 4 of 7 from the floor, as you mentioned. But it was the balance of UC Irvine, an efficient offense. They shot 57% from the floor for the game, and they had 6 guys between 8 and 13 points. That's efficiency.
Of course, next week we'll be back in the CIF Southern section. We'll be in Sherman Oaks of the San Fernando Valley, Notre Dame, and Chaminade. Nice one of the Mission League, and they'll go up and down the floor. There should be some high-octane offense in that one. Well, UC Irvine tonight was too good for UC Riverside. For Paul Westfall, the professor, I'm Randy Rosenbaum. We're not the Impractical Jokers, but the Impractical Jokers are coming up on KDOC. 69-53 for Russell Turner's team. For the professor, I'm Randy. So long for now. We'll talk to you next week on the Game of the Week from Pacific Surfliner on KDOC TV.